Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Open Gray League and let's see if we can get some wins with this team. We're going to be using the Malamar here, paired with the Wigglytuff and the Diggersby in the back. Not a great lead here, so we're going to switch out into the Diggersby and see if they have an answer for the Diggersby. They decided to stay in, throw the Moonblast. We're going to stay in a little bit and farm, and we're going to throw this Scorching Sand. Does go through, doesn't get the debuff though. Our opponent here is going to be able to throw this next move on timing. We're going to shield here because we think that they're going to invest shield as well. Oh, they actually let it go. Okay, so let's see what they have in the back here. Ends up being the Excadrill. Not a great situation. They aren't able to farm us down, but we are able to grab that shield back. We're going to use our Malamar here so that we can try to at least get this last shield or get the KO. We tank the first draw run right here, and then we're going to switch out into the Wigglytuff, but unfortunately there's a Clockster lurking in the back. This is just a really bad alignment, and there's just no way around this. Our opponent here just had a good team comp versus ours. Clockster onto our Wiggly, and then they're just going to be able to align everything correctly. All right, so we are going to fight back with the Swift here, but doesn't matter because they still have that Excadrill lurking. They're going to throw this move, take us out, and that is GG. So, well played by them, unable to come back from that bad lead. All right, next game, let's see what we find. Malamar paired with the Wigglytuff, kind of an interesting pairing, but we're going to see if it works. All right, Malamar versus the Talonflame. Okay, so this is okay here because we are going to be able to throw some neutral damage back. We do get a shield, so that's fantastic. Them throwing a shield up early gives us a lot of caution because maybe they don't want to see this Malamar in the back, but we also don't want to switch out because we're kind of ABA weak to this thing. Alright, so we are going to just tank that move there. We do grab shield, so that's at least something. We're going to have to come in here with the Diggersby, no question. At least we're doing some neutral fast move damage with our quick attack. We're going to shield right here to preserve the health of the Diggersby, and then we're just going to throw this Scorching Sand here. It should be enough, even though it is a resistor move from that health. So that's exactly what happens. Okay, so we do draw out the Tentacle. At least we don't have to see this on our Wigglytuff. Scorching Sand does go through. We do not get the debuff, and we probably needed that debuff. We are able to survive this Skull, thankfully, which allows us to get to this Scorching Sand, take out the Tentacle, and now we have to deal with this Blossom. So Blossom versus this Wiggly here, who's going to be able to win? We are chunking away with these charms, trying to get to this Icy Wind. Unfortunately, unable to get to it. They go for the Leap Blade, doesn't quite kill, and it allows us to finally survive and get to an Icy Wind, and it does take out the Blossom. So GG to our opponent, able to come back from a pretty bad lead, and also luckily their Tentacruel avoided our Wiggly in the back. Okay, next we have the Dunsparce versus the Malamar. Okay, this is kind of beneficial for us because we potentially can throw a superpower and dip. With the new 50-second switch timer, we are going to be able to cycle back that much faster. So we do switch into the Diggersby. We do draw out the Shadow Feraligatr, or the Feraligatr at least, and we are going to be able to throw the Scorching Sand, and we get the debuff. So that's going to help us survive this Hydro Cannon, and looks like they are going to throw the next Hydro Cannon before we get to the move, so we at least get them energy dry, and then we're going to see if we can farm down at this point. We do get the farm down, which is really good for us. We're going to go for this Hydro Beam here because we do not know if this Scorching Sand would be able to take us out, but they do end up shielding anyway, so interesting. Wiggly here versus the Clockstar in the back is terrible, as this is not a winning matchup for us. However, we're going to see if we can whittle this thing low enough so that our Malamar can win the game. We force them to use some energy. Earthquake does get revealed. And then here, we're going to make sure we throw this Foul Play before they get to their next move. Looks like they're going to have to shield or let this go. They decide to invest that shield. We're going to invest the shield here because we need to potentially catch a move. They go for the Earthquake. Looks like our opponent here does end up catching a Dunsparce move, and that's good news for them. We're going to switch out into the Diggersby immediately, forcing them to use some energy. It looks like they have to use Earthquake again. Are they running Sludge Bomb? Looks like they were running Sludge Bomb, and we are able to come back from that situation, and GG's to our opponent. The Psy Wave from the Malabar able to win this game back there versus the Clocksire. Alright, Next, we have the Malamar versus the Dripplum. Not a good situation for us. We're going to switch into the Diggersby. They're going to switch into their Licky. So looks like they're going to be running the Earthquake, and that's going to take a while to get to, but now we know. We're going to throw our Scorching Sand here, potentially debuff. No debuff, unfortunately. At least we get them into the yellow. Our opponent here is going to have to get to another Earthquake, possibly 2 Earthquakes. Let's see how much this does. Okay, it gets us into the red. But luckily, they actually catch some moves, so nice play by them. But we're just going to go into our Wiggly here and chunk away at this Dripplum because we know that they cannot throw Shadow Ball. They're most likely going to throw Icy Wind. There's the Icy Wind, and now it allows us to farm down. We come out with the energy advantage. Our opponent here has Clefable in the back. Clefable here is going to have to throw a move. We did debuff them, so that's good news for us. We know that we're going to have to end up shielding here because the Malamar doesn't want to see this Clefable. We're going to double shield and apply the pressure. They go for these Swift moves, which breaks down our shields, but possibly we get a shield back. We do get this shield back, and now we can just try to chunk away. Our opponent here is going to throw a move. Most likely, they're going to throw the... Okay, ends up being the Moonblast, actually. So Moonblast is going to be tough to deal with, and looks like we are getting them low enough that we can get 1 charm through to take out that Clefable. So GG's to our opponent, able to come back from that Clefable situation, breaking down our shields, but we were able to wiggle out of that. Alright, Malamar versus the Shadow Empoleon. Okay, this is a tough situation. This is kind of a core breaker between our Malamar and our Wiggly. We're going to have to shield here, play this situation out. Gonna go for the spell play here, try to get a shield. We do grab a shield, okay, that's great. And then we're gonna throw this next move. Ooh, unfortunately, they see it P-tie us. They go for another Hydro here. We're gonna go for the spell play here, and we do get them to let it go, so that's at least a core breaker out of the way. They finally use their we use our Diggersby. They finally switch into their Mandibuzz, and we're gonna go for this Hyper Beam here because of the flyer. So this is why we're running the Hyper Beam on this Diggersby for the flyers. They end up throwing the Dark Pulse, and let's see if they throw another Dark Pulse here. And is Dark Pulse enough to take us out? Not quite. So we're going to see that energy switch out into the backline. Ends up being the Clocksire. Okay. So at least we draw the Clocksire here. Technically, we have 2 answers to the Clocksire remaining, but we're going to try our best here to get this Clocksire as low as possible. Icy Wind does grab that last shield, and we're going to try to get to another move here. Okay, we do get to this move. This Swift here is going to chip away, and we're going to combo play here and immediately throw this Scorching Sand with our Diggersby. Take out all that energy from that Clocksire, and now we're in a great spot because we're forcing them to use some energy after throwing the Scorching Sand because they're in the extreme low red. Hero Ace does get used, and all we have to do is just come in with our Wiggly here, throw 1 fast move, and take him out. So nice play by us. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.